Hey YouTube, Geminijets 2000 here, coming at you with a fictional airport update. It's actually been a little while since I've done one of these, just been busy with work and everything. But yeah, I wanted to get one of these out before I go on another trip. And a lot of new models and stuff. This is the same kind of Greater South Carolina International Airport, so it's a hub for United and kind of now American. And yeah, we're saying it's 10 p.m., so they got a big United push going. Basically, their flights leave from for this bank, starting at like 9:30 till like 10:30. So lots of Uniteds going, pushing out. And then the American bank, almost all the aircraft are at the gate, and then they'll leave at 11. So Americans will have a big departure push like this in about an hour. And then we got other arrivals just coming in for the remaining overnight flights. But yeah, we'll get right into this update. And yeah. And starting out here, just pulling on the runway, we got a Turkish Airlines 787-9 heading out to Istanbul. We got a United 737-900ER next in line here, heading out to Milwaukee, and he arrived in from Providenciales, Turks and Caicos. Got a 787-9 here for United, and he is heading out to Sao Paulo, and he arrived in from Seoul Incheon earlier. We got an American 787-9. This one, he's a little late. He's supposed to be like a 9 p.m. departure out to Paris Charles de Gaulle. And he arrived in from, Tel Aviv earlier. And right here is United 787-10 headed out to Rome, and he arrived in from Munich. Right here is a 737-900ER for United headed down to Orlando, and he arrived in from Portland, Maine. Just pushed out of this little gate here. We got an E-175 for United, and he's heading down to Augusta, Georgia, and he arrived in from Tri-Cities, Tennessee. Right here is another E-175 for United, and he is heading out to Montgomery, Alabama, and arrived in from Roanoke, Virginia. Next appears United A319 headed down to Myrtle Beach and arrived in from Richmond, Virginia. Right here is a CRJ-200 for United headed out to, how about New Bern, North Carolina, and arrived in from Columbia, South Carolina. Here's a MAX 9 for United, and he's heading out to Las Vegas, and he arrived in from Chicago O'Hare. Right here is a Spirit A320neo, and he is headed out to Los Angeles, LAX, and arrived in from Orlando International a little earlier. And right here's a 737-800 for United, and he is heading out to, Portland, Oregon, and arrived in from, Morelia, Mexico, or Meridian, Mexico. That's it. That's what I was thinking. Then right here's a Southwest 737-800 here, and he is heading out to Orlando, late night flight. Just pushed out of this gate here is a United A320, and he is headed out to Hartford, Connecticut, and he arrived in from, Burlington, Vermont. And right here's a 787-8 for United, and he is pushing out for Accra, Ghana, and arrived in from Amsterdam earlier tonight. Right here, just touching down, is American 787-9. He's just driving in from Dallas, Fort Worth, and he'll be remaining overnight, just parking at a gate all night. Over here to Terminal D and the aircraft pushing out of there. We got an A319, which is getting ready to get in line, and he's heading out to Memphis, Tennessee, and he arrived in from St. Petersburg, down in Florida. Then right here is a 737-900ER for United, and he is just pushing back for Fort Myers, and he arrived in from San Diego. We got a 737-800 there at the gate, and he's going to be heading out to Minneapolis, St. Paul, and arrived in from, New Orleans. And right here is a 737 MAX 8 for United, and he's going to be heading out to San Jose, California. There we go. And he arrived in from, Seattle. And then getting ready to push out the gate here, we got a 777-200 right here for United. He's going to be heading out to Los Angeles, and he arrived in from Houston Intercontinental earlier. Then right here's this 777-300ER, gonna be heading out to Frankfurt. He arrived in from Brussels earlier. Right here's the 737-900ER here, and he's gonna be heading out to Miami International, and he arrived in from Wilmington, North Carolina. And just getting towed into a gate here is a Qatar 777-300ER, and he'll be heading out to Doha in about 2 hours. Right here's another United 777-300ER, and he arrived in from, actually we'll say he's heading out to Tel Aviv, and he arrived in from San Francisco. Then right here is an Ethiopian 777-200LR heading out to Addis Ababa, and he arrived in from Addis Ababa but via Dublin. And then right here, just pushing out, is a United 757-200 heading down to, he's heading out to Lima, Peru, and he arrived in from Lisbon, Portugal. Just pushing out of the gate here, we got two 737s, 737-900ER on the right here, and he is pushing out for Greensboro, North Carolina, and he arrived in from Austin, Texas. And then here's a MAX 8 gonna be heading out to Detroit and arrived in from Salt Lake City. Here's a 752 just pushed out of this gate here, and he's gonna be heading out to Edinburgh, Scotland, and he arrived in from Madrid a few hours ago. And right here's a 752, this one pushed out of this gate, and he's gonna be heading out to Tenerife in the Canary Islands, and he arrived in from Newark. Right here we have a 787-9 pushing back for Zurich, Switzerland, and he arrived in from Amsterdam. Then right here is a 777-200ER for United. He arrived in from Tokyo, Narita, and is going to be heading down to Buenos Aires. And then right here is a 767-300ER. He's just getting ready to push here, and he's going to be heading out to Geneva, Switzerland, and he arrived in from Milan. Here's the Avianca A321neo, going to be heading down to Bogota. And right here, I think for last United Heavy, we've got a 787-10, and he's going to be heading out to, we'll be sending him to London Heathrow, and he arrived in from, and he came in from San Juan. Yeah, it's not quite up to full international schedule yet, just because it's not quite the full summer season. I'll get the hangar here real quick. We got a couple 737s, an 800 and a MAX 8, just not doing anything in this bank. And a 777-200ER and a 300ER, waiting for the kind of busier summer period, where all the aircraft will get utilized more. But continue with United, just a few more gates at the other terminal there, and over there. And yeah, right here we got a 737-900ER just pushing back, and he arrived in from St. Martin earlier, and he's going to be heading out to, just right now he's heading out to, we'll say, Dallas-Fort Worth. Going over here to Terminal C, it's used by both American and United. Here's A320 here, and he's heading out to Atlanta a little bit. He arrived in from Albany, New York. Empty gate here. A319 pushing out, just waiting for this guy to get out of the way. And he's going to be heading out to Buffalo, New York, and he arrived in from Madison, Wisconsin. Here's a 767-400 ER for United. He's heading out to Barcelona, and he arrived in from Paris Charles de Gaulle. Empty gate where the 75 came from. Then the last 757 here for United, and he's going to be heading out to Casablanca in Morocco. And he arrived in from St. Thomas. Over to Terminal A here, last United gates. I've got an E175, and he's going to be heading out to Knoxville, Tennessee. And he arrived in from, we'll say, Pittsburgh. Then right here is a Sierra 200, going to be heading to Huntington, West Virginia. And he arrived in from Charlottesville. Right here's a Sierra 200 pushing out for, we'll say, Greenville, Spartanburg, and he arrived in from Lexington, Kentucky. And right here's a 737-800 for United, and he's in from Bridgetown, Barbados, and we'll be heading out to Boston Logan International Airport. We got an Air France 777-300ER. I'm heading out to Paris Charles de Gaulle a little bit. And right here is lot 787-8 pushing back for Warsaw, Poland. Then we got a 737-700, which arrived in from Eagle, Colorado, and is going to be heading down to Jacksonville, Florida. Empty gates where those guys were. We got a CRJ-705 heading out to, we'll say, heading to St. Louis, and he came in from, how about Flint, Michigan. Right here's an A320, which came in from Baltimore and is going to be heading out to Washington National. Here's a CRJ-900 now operating by Mesa for United Express, and he's just pushing out for, he's going to be heading out to Oklahoma City, and he came in from, how about Fayetteville, Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas Regional Airport. And then right here is a Virgin Atlantic A350-1000. He's going to be heading out to London Heathrow. We've got a United 737-700, and he's going to be heading out to, he came in from Key West and is going to be heading out to, we'll say, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Then right here is a 757-300 in from Denver, going to be heading out to San Francisco. And then right here is a 737-900, just waiting for a pushback crew. And he's going to be heading out to Phoenix, and he came in from Tampa, Florida. And that about does it for United. Heading on to American and other airlines here. Got a little lineup of aircraft just waiting for gates here. We've got Alaska 737-900ER from Seattle. He'll be remaining overnight. He's just actually waiting for one of these gates over here to open up. He's about 30-45 minutes early, so gotta wait for American to push out. And same with the JetBlue A321neo here. He's in from Los Angeles. Same situation, rather early, and yeah, he's just waiting for gate to open up. Then getting towed from this hard stand here, we got an A321. He's for American. He's gonna make it around to one of these gates, and then we'll be heading out to Las Vegas, Nevada, later tonight. Over here in the hard stand and cargo area, we got an Air China Cargo 777 freighter. He came in from Miami and is going to be heading out to Anchorage. We got a Japan Airlines 787-8, and we're heading out to Tokyo Haneda. Soon he leaves at about 1 a.m., so just wait for some of these late departures to get out. Air Canada A321, he arrived in about an hour ago and from Toronto. His heads back in the morning at around 8 a.m. back to Toronto, so he's at the hard stand. Got American 777-300ER. He came in from London Heathrow a few hours and is done for today. He'll be departing back somewhere tomorrow. And we got an Icelandair 757-200, same kind of situation. He arrived in from Reykjavik earlier this evening about 6 p.m. and heads back tomorrow to Reykjavik. Now on to the other gates here in American. The American hub is more kind of Caribbean, South America centralized compared to United. They had a few Caribbean, Central Americas, but just like as in real life, American kind of is stronger in those areas. So yeah, we'll get into that. Right here is E175, and he arrived in from Harrisburg and is heading out to Cleveland. Here's a CRJ-700, and he is in from Roanoke, Virginia, and is going to be heading out to, we'll send him to St. Louis, as well as competing with United. Here's the E145, and he is in from Jacksonville, North Carolina, and is going to be heading out to Charlottesville, Virginia. Here's a Spirit A320, just arrived in from Fort Lauderdale, and will be remaining overnight. And we got an Air Canada A220 just pulling into the gate from Montreal. He will be staying overnight. And a JetBlue A321 in from JFK will be remaining overnight. And the American Eagle operated by SkyWest, CRJ-700, and he is in from, we'll say, Green Bay, Wisconsin, and is going to be heading out to, just in a little bit, out to, and is heading out to Traverse City. Right here is an A320, and he is in from Washington Dulles and is going to be heading out to Sarasota, Florida. Then right here's a Spirit A321, which is in from Las Vegas. We'll be overnighting. And then we got an American Eagle E170 in the Southwest gates, and he will be heading out to down to we'll say Hilton Head, South Carolina, and came in from Manchester, New Hampshire. We got just pulling into a gate here. We got a CRJ 700 for American Eagle, and he's going to be heading out to South Bend, Indiana, and arriving from Cedar Rapids just right now. And right there we got a CRJ 900 at the gate for American Eagle, and he's going to be heading out to Minneapolis, St. Paul, and arrived in from Portland, Maine. And we got a Southwest 737-800 here at the gate, and he arrived in from Baltimore, Maryland. Will be overnighting. Onto terminal here with American. Starting out, we got a couple 737s. The MAX 8 here on the right is in from St. Lucia, and a 737-800 TWA is in from Antigua, and they'll be heading out to Seattle, Tacoma, and Providence, Rhode Island, respectively. Right here's an A321 in from Punta Cana, and he's going to be heading out to down to Orlando, Florida. And then right here is a A319 with the Sharklets, and he is in from Grenada down in the Caribbean, and he's going to be heading down to Medellin in Colombia. Then right here is a 787-8 for American. The cargo is just pulling up. He departs in about 2 hours. We'll be heading down to Rio de Janeiro, and he arrived in a few hours ago in from Lisbon, Portugal. Then right here is a 777-200ER for American, just getting ready, getting bags and cargo loaded for London Heathrow, and he arrived in from London Heathrow about 2 hours ago. Right here is another 777-200ER for American. He's going to be heading down to Sao Paulo, Garlajos, and he arrived in from, and he's in from Rome a few hours ago. Down at the end here, regional gate, we got an E175, and he is in from Gainesville, Florida, and we'll be heading out to, we'll say, how about Omaha, Nebraska. Right here's the 737 MAX 8, and he is in from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and we'll be heading out to LaGuardia. And right here's the 737-800, and he is in from we'll say Cincinnati, and is going to be heading out to Fort Lauderdale. Then right here is the 737-800 in from Denver, and we'll be heading out to Indianapolis. And I'm back on this side next to 737. We've got another 787-8 for American. He'll be heading out in about 2 hours out to Santiago, Chile, and he arrived in from Zurich, Switzerland about 5 hours ago. Next here we got a pair of E145s for American Eagle. This one's in from Asheville, North Carolina. We'll be heading up to Pitt, Greenville, North Carolina. Right here's another one, and he is in from we'll say Columbus, Georgia, and we'll be heading out to Florence, South Carolina. Then right here's an E175 here, and he is in from, and this E175 is in from Marsh Harbor in the Bahamas, and we'll be heading out to Madison, Wisconsin. Then right here's a 787-9 for American, and he's going to be heading down to Buenos Aires, Argentina, and he arrived in from Paris, Charles de Gaulle, earlier this afternoon. And I'll get the last of the heavies and stuff here. We got an Iberia A350 heading up to Madrid, in from Madrid. American 777-200ER here, and he is in from, he's heading out to Barcelona, and is in from Los Angeles. Then right here is a 788 heading out to Dublin, Ireland, and is in from, Venice, Italy. And lastly over here we got a British Airways 777-8 heading out to London Heathrow, and we got a LATAM 767-300ER heading down to Sao Paulo. And a Volaris A320 from Guadalajara will be heading back to the Red Eye, back to Guadalajara in about an hour and a half. And we got a United 737-800. He's just waiting for one of his gates over here to open and get the alley open. but he's just a remain overnight flight, and he is in from Newark. And behind him, just waiting to get into one of the Southwest gates, we got a Southwest 737 MAX 8, and he is in from Chicago Midway. Will be remaining overnight. And right here's Aeromexico 737-800. He's got to wait for one of these heavies to push, and he's in from Mexico City. We'll be heading back there in about 2 hours. Rest of the American gates down here. Right here at C1, we got an American, or C3, American A321neo, and he is in from San Diego, and we'll be heading out to Lima, Peru. Next to him, a 737-800 here. He's in from Aruba, and he will be heading out to Atlanta, Georgia. Right here is an A321, just with the sharplets, and he is in from Punta Cana. I don't know if I got one of those already, but we'll just say Punta Cana, and he is going to be heading out to, we'll say New York JFK. Right, here's another A321, and he is in from Cancun, and he is heading out to Seattle. Then right here is an A319, and he's in from Little Rock, Arkansas, and is going to be heading out to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then right here is 737-800 Astrojet, and he is in from Norfolk, Virginia, and is going to be heading out to Jacksonville, Florida. And right here is an A321 just pulling into the gate, and he's arriving in from Philadelphia, and we'll be heading out to, we'll say Charlotte in just a little bit. Then right here is another A321, and he is in from Austin, Texas, and we'll be heading back to Texas, going to San Antonio though. Then right here, we got a Frontier A321, and he's at the gate. He arrived in from Orlando. We'll be remaining overnight. And just pushing out of this gate here, we got an A321 for Frontier, is in from Denver, and he's just heading back, late night flight to Denver. And gonna take his gate is an American Eagle CRJ, and he's just waiting here. And this CRJ 900 is in from Louisville, and we'll be heading up to Birmingham, Alabama. And we'll just get the last few planes here. We got a Delta 717 in at the gate. He's in from Detroit. We'll be staying overnight. Some empty Delta gates, this one and this one. And right here's a 737-900 yard from Atlanta. We'll be overnighting. Right here's a United 737-800. He just arrived in from Washington Dulles. We'll be overnighting. Then right here is a Delta Connection CRJ 900 by Endeavor in from New York JFK. We'll be parking at that gate there once they can get the alley line moving. Then right here is the United 737-900ER, and he is in from Houston IAH. We'll be overnighting at, just waiting for the alley to open up and then parking at one of those gates. Just lastly, get the cargoes. Primary heading down to Lakeland, Florida, 737-800. UPS 763 out to Memphis. DHL 763 heading out to Cologne, Germany. And right here is a UPS Louisville bound 767-300 freighter. Finally, to end the updates, one of the most beautiful models, the American 737-800 in the chrome retro livery. It'd be awesome to see American put even more planes in this livery, but for now, he is in from Belize City, Belize, and it's going to be heading out to Nashville, Tennessee. Well, that's it for the update, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. I put my airport on the ground here, so I had some more room to kind of spread some things out, add kind of another terminal back there, as you can see. And yeah, I really hope you all liked it. I'll just end it here with this nice kind of zoomed panoramic shot. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram at Geminijets_2000. And thank you for watching.